Hello everyone, and welcome to Hacker4Help. In this video, we'll be solving the question, Glory of the Garden. This garden contains more than it seems, and our hint is what is a hex editor. So we're given a file called garden. Let's copy the link address and open it in our web shell. So here I've opened the web shell. So for the sake of neatness, let's make a directory and call it garden, and let's cd into this directory. And now we will use the wget function and we'll download the given file. And here we have a garden.jpg file. So this is an image file, and I've downloaded the file, and if we open it, this is the picture that is given to us. It is a JPG of a garden, and the hint tells us to look at hex editors. A hex editor is an application that we can use to show a file's contents in hexadecimal numbers. We can convert these numbers to ASCII values, we can modify them, edit them, do whatever we want with them, and we can use these numbers to possibly solve some questions. So one way to solve this question is to open a hex editor online. You can just look up hex editor online, and now let's use this one. And so this is hexedit. So we can open the file. So here I've opened our garden.jpg file in the hex editor. And so here we see all the hex values which are behind the file, and these are the translated ASCII characters of these hexadecimal values. And this doesn't really make that much sense to us. It's not supposed to make sense to us, except there's some characters here and there. So you can see a copyright over here. And so any useful information could be in this, but it's a lot to go through. There's a lot of characters. So at the beginning over here, there doesn't seem anything that useful to us. So let's go down all the way to the end over here. And as you can see, here's the flag, and we have Picoctf more than meets the eye. This is the flag that is required, and if we submit this, we'll solve the question. But I'll show you a few more ways that we can solve this question. One other way is to use the hex editor which is in the system. So using the xxd command, we can view the hex values. So xxd is basically to see the hex values, and so if we do hexxd space garden.jpg, what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of hexadecimal and ASCII values. So, and that's going to fill the entire screen, and then we're going to have to reconnect to the server. So what we can do, we can put a bar and just write head, and what that will do, it will just give us a part of the beginning of the hexadecimal values. Same way, if we just put tail, we get the ending few lines, and here we get our flag again, which is Picoctf more than meets the eye. Now a third way that we can do this, which is kind of a cheat code because it's not using a hex editor, is using the strings function. So strings, basically, if you do strings followed by any file, it goes through the file and looks for any strings, basically, like it looks for any English characters that can be read by humans, and it prints out all of them together. So if we press enter over here, these are all the string values that come with this. And so we have our flag at the end of this. We can also use the grep function along with this if there's too many strings. So we can do strings space garden.jpg followed by grep and pico, and we have just our flag over here. And these are the different ways that we can solve this question. So let's copy this and submit it over here, and we've solved the question. Thank you.